Good afternoon. X Winterview is back again with another brief dialogue for his dear friend Annastacey. Adjusting the microphone there. Once again, this dialogue is delivered in the car on his way home from work. Sounds of the indicator, indicating, obviously. This brief dialogue is a little bit different. This one is on, I thought I'd give you a little technique for emotion regulation. Sometimes the quest or the journey in life is difficult, does not go the way we want it to go. We feel some kind of distress or disquiet. So, I thought I'd do a very simple, finding a bit of ease technique. This relies on the presence of an apparent seeker, someone who believes himself to be a person, who thinks they're listening to this right now, thinks there is somewhere to get to, somewhere to go, and probably believes that where they are right now is not it. So that's the setup. First thing we do is we just recognize, in a very broad sense, that we're feeling discomfort. I don't feel comfortable right now. I don't have to label this discomfort. I don't have to give it a pathology, a diagnosis, a story, a narrative, a reason for even being there. I know I don't feel comfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I might be able to locate this discomfort somewhere in the body. Perhaps it's a tension in the jaw and the face. Perhaps I'm feeling a nervous feeling in the stomach, an unease, a disquiet somewhere in the stomach. Perhaps my chest is a bit tight, the breathing feels restricted, and my eyes maybe are even fixed focus, a bit squinty perhaps. Maybe my thoughts are racing around. I feel there's something else I need. Is the broad strokes definition of discomfort, or another way of putting it is whatever's going on right now is not what I want. This is not what I want. This is the more or less the problem for the seeker, the imagined seeker, the imagined person. At every turn in the road, more or less, it's very unusual for the seeker to feel they have what they want. Moreover, when there are feelings of distress, anxiety, depression, etc., anger, irritation, it feels that I'm a long way from where I need to get to. It feels like I need to resolve these feelings somehow, to figure out the problem with me somehow, to get to where I'm going somewhere. We don't know where we're trying to get to, as long as it's away from these feelings. We have fantasies, perhaps. Fantasies of feeling better, feeling amazing. We feel envy very easily of people who feel good, who feel comfortable, who seem to be confident, who seem to know what they're doing all the time. People who seem to be successful, people who are rich, who are attractive, who have a great job, bristling with confidence, great life. We want that. We imagine that they have it. We want it. And right now, because we don't have it, we are not where we want to be. I'm not where I want to be right now. Is my broad discomfort. But if I take away the labeling of the experience. It's just a discomfort. And if I even remove that label, what am I left with? A sensation. Currently, there is sensation. Earlier I suggested we scan through the body to locate the discomfort. We can also remove that label, drop that concept of the body. Somewhere in space, there's a sensation. The space seems to be close to me. Somewhere close to me, there's a sensation. What is that sensation? Is it a contraction? Is there a contracted, constricted, restricted feeling of some kind? Is that feeling a problem? Is that restricted, contracted feeling a problem? Why is that feeling a problem? What is the matter with that sensation, with that contraction? For whom is that contraction, is that sensation a problem? What is the person? Who is the person that has a problem? What kind of problem do I imagine that this contraction, this sensation in space, is causing the person I believe myself to be? What possible problem could there be? How is it that a contraction is a problem? How do I know it's a problem? Could it be that I want to feel this in some ways? Could it be that I've never actually fully taken the time to sit down and have a look at this? Have I been busy? Have I been in a rush to run away somewhere into the future, to get away from this? Could it be that? Could I take the time now, possibly, just to sit down, metaphorically or literally, and have a look at this sensation? What is it like, really? It's hard to describe sensations, especially without using concepts. Is it okay to use a few concepts just to take my time right now to experience this contraction, this so-called discomfort? This feeling I have, perhaps, or even this feeling there is, perhaps, in the chest or in the space that I call chest. What does it feel like? What does it really feel like when I pay close attention to it? When I focus intensely on it, when I shut out everything else and just look at that very closely. It feels like a gripping on the lungs. It feels like a pushing in at the sides of the eyes in a sort of pressured way. The throat feels sort of dry. a bit dry perhaps, and a very slight ache in that space that I call throat. A pulsing. There's a pulsing in the sensation. There's a radiating, pulsing across the eyes. The breathing seems to be out of tune somehow slightly constricted around the sensation. The inhale in particular feels restricted, as if the chest is being squeezed very gently somehow. The exhale doesn't feel full and complete. Somehow it feels limited. There could be a bit more there to feel. Do I feel confident that I could feel this a bit more? Could I perhaps expand and maybe intensify the sensation, feeling confident to feel it? Could I just focus on one part of it perhaps and just really amplify it in some way? It's okay to feel that tightness in the throat, for example. I'm going to really feel that tightness in the throat. I'm going to pretend that there is in fact a hand or a vice of some kind, or even a rope. It's tight around the throat, and it's a very intense sensation, and I'm aware that I don't like it. There are thoughts of displeasure. Am I okay with those thoughts? Can they just be there? Can the thoughts just float in space as thoughts, telling a story about the discomfort in some way, making it have reason and make sense, have a little narrative? Is that okay about that sensation? Perhaps the narrative is it's anxiety. A bit of anxiety there. Is it okay to think there's anxiety? Can I own the anxiety even? I have anxiety. It's totally fine. It's my anxiety. Really owning it. It's the person's. It's anxiety for the person, the character who feels limited and afraid a lot of the time, who thinks that one day it will die, and therefore is always in a rush to make the most of the life, to have the best for itself all the time, to achieve goals, to make a difference, to have purpose, to be there for a reason, and often falling short, often failing. The character does that very easily and feels nervous about that, feels anxious perhaps, feels unworthy, feels that they are running out of time, that they need to step it up a bit, get a grip, make progress, catch up with everyone else who are definitely having a great life. Everyone else is having a great life except me. This character's struggling. This character is imperfect and is full of flaws and problems and doubts and worries and neuroses and concerns. Is there a sweetness to that character, that imagined person? Can the sweetness be seen, that innocence, that poor character believing itself to be a person in the world of space and time, of destiny and purpose? Is there a way of seeing that character with an endearing lens, trying its best, moment by moment, never quite making it, occasionally getting ahead one step and then back 2 steps, bit of a failure, bit of a win, then a bit of a failure again? Is it okay that the character is flawed, that the character will never really succeed, even though it desperately wants to succeed, even though it's sure that there's something it's meant to be doing and it can't quite figure it out? But if it could figure it out, it would definitely do it straight away. Some special purpose for this character, some meaning, some greater glory that's just veiled somehow. Can we laugh at the struggles of the character, the poor fool of a character in a way, who dreams radical, amazing dreams for itself, and then fails to fulfill them, and then feels bad that it never did what it was supposed to do? The character who feels that there might be a divine purpose. It feels that there might be a God judging harshly the failures of the character. Can we pity or even laugh at that character? Can we see the emotional responses of the character in the body for what they are, just a part of the drama for that character? Can we see that all of the emotions, all of the drama for that character plays out beautifully, naturally, effortlessly? Can we see that we feel terrible without effort? It takes no effort at all to feel a bit of anxiety, a bit of nausea about our failures and shortcomings and longings for a better tomorrow. We do that easily. You don't have to goad me or cajole me, convince me in any way. I do that really, really well, thank you. I do it perfectly. This character was conceptualized in a way that was imperfect. I don't have the mental faculties to conceptualize the perfection of this character. I can only imagine some parts of the character, and therefore I can't really fully imagine all the ways that this character needs to behave in every situation, in every circumstance, to have a perfectly amazing life. I just can't figure it out. It's beyond me. All I can figure out is a few little bits about this character, and then I can figure out a few things that this character can do every day, maybe. And I don't even seem to be very good at that. So perhaps my conceptualizing is limited around this character. And let's come back to the immediacy without the story. Without any story, suddenly there's no person, no past, no present, no future. There's the sensations. The sensations without any story at all. And that's all there is. That's what's happening right now. That's what seems to be happening right now. Sensations. And then if we even drop the language totally, completely drop the language in the conceptualizing, suddenly there's a mystery. There's something. All there is something. and I could say less if I dropped the word something. And then I could start the story back up if I wanted. I'm a person with problems. I'm a person who needs to figure stuff out. I know I have problems because I feel uncomfortable. I know that life could be better because I feel uncomfortable right now. And I'll figure it out. I'll work it out. I'll do something that will make my life better. I will perhaps change jobs, change to a more meaningful job. What I'll do is I'll get more money. I'll earn more money and buy nice things. I'll buy a big house and I'll have a cool car, and I'll have big parties and I have loads of friends. That's what I'll do. No, that's not what I'll do. It's too material. What I'll do is I'll surrender everything. I'll surrender it all to God. I'll just give up and let God direct me. I'll live a very spiritual life, a very pure life. I'll care for animals and children and donate to charities. I'll set up a foundation. No, I won't do that. I'll just meditate. That's what I'll do. I'll meditate in a cave. I'll go find myself in the mountains. I'll go to an ashram in India and think about my inner world deeply. I need to change the energetic structures of my being somehow. I need to seek out a master who can help me. I need to become a master. I don't think I'm a master yet. I'm at the bottom level of secret knowledge. I need to progress and learn more of the secret knowledge. Maybe there's a mystery. Perhaps there's a mystery I'm not quite getting. I need to figure it out. That's what I need to do. I'll figure it out. I'll get to the bottom of the mystery of life. People will recognize that I've figured it out. They will come and see me for answers, for wisdom. I will be the wisdom speaking person, the guru. No, that's egotistical. I've got to drop my ego, drop my desires, and so on, and so forth. That's the story. And then I'm back to the immediacy. Story running, perhaps still. Sensations, still. Perhaps nice, perhaps relaxed. Maybe I feel relaxed now. That means I've made it. That means I've achieved relaxation. I did that. What I need to do is relax more. That's what I need. I need to figure out ways to stay relaxed. Relaxing is better than not relaxing. It's better than agitation. Agitation's awful. I'll avoid that. I'll do a special meditation to avoid agitation. That's what I'll do. I have plans. I need to have plans. I need to know what to do. I should know what to do all the time. Even if I don't, someone will. Someone can help me all the time. There's always someone out there who can help me. There's books I can read. I can look at videos, audio books maybe, or go to meetings. I need to go to meetings. I need friends like me who understand me, who get me. That's what I need. Then I'll be better. I'll feel better. I don't know what I want. I just don't know. I can imagine it. But because I can imagine it, does it mean anything? Are my thoughts meaningful? Do my thoughts point to something in reality? Or are my thoughts just thoughts arising and falling that have no referent in reality? What if my thoughts are just empty, just like clouds in the sky? Then what's real? Is anything real? Is it even worth having that concept of reality? I don't know. And now I'm feeling a bit thirsty. The body needs a bit of water, I think. I can do that. I can get a glass of water. That's what I'll do.